Welcome to Friday Product Review with Vivica at Grace of Elegance. I am so excited, people, but you know it's Friday, so I'm always excited, and you should be excited too. I've got something great that I'd like to share with you today. Guess what? SewTech sent me this product, and it is a 6x10 embroidery hoop for my opinion on their product. Now, I've used their product before, so I'm going to give you my honest opinion on what I think of their product. Also, too, at the end of this video, I will have a link to share with you and also a code. But before this is over and done with, I'm going to give you 3 limitations about this product and then 3 loves why I like this product. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's open up the box and see what we have. Okay, let's see what we have in the box here. And you can always keep this box for travel to help protect your hoops. This is nice. Okay. Oh, then they also have a set of instructions. You know, people never like to read the instructions, or sometimes they don't have the instructions. But they give you a full set of instructions on how to use this hoop. And I like that. And a nice pamphlet right there. That's cute. Also, too, oh, some people don't even give these out. Some companies don't give these out anymore. I think this is fantastic. Let's hold this up. They also have given a grid comes with this as well. That's nice. So that will help with placement on your project that you're working on. Let me bring this up just a little bit closer. This is the grid. I like that, and along the grid it has the little notches in here, so if you're trying to line up your project, you have several different places where you can line up. And then on the top here, you've got where the notches are right there. And what I also see on here, it also will have the number for this particular hoop. And the number for this hoop is SA441MK. So this is nice, okay? I like that. Oh, the hoop is nice too. So this is what they have around the hoop. It has a texture around here, and that texture is called flock surface. And on this flock surface, what happens, it does not allow the product to slip around. So it keeps the product or the fabric from slipping, and it's called flocked surface. And also on the hoop, you will have the raised areas on the hoop. Those little notches there. And you can use that to help you also with your product, to make sure whatever design that you're putting on there, that you can use these to align your product. So let's take a look at the magnets on here. Oh, one more other thing I forgot. This on the back. Oh, so it has a rubbery, some type of protected strip right here on one side of the back of the hoop. But it doesn't have it all the way around on the back here. It's just have it in one location. And I would gather that is to protect your machine. Now I'm going to be operating my Aveneer, Brother Aveneer EV1 today. And my Brother Aveneer machine is named Sweetie D. So here we go here. This is the hoop. It's nice and sturdy. It's not flimsy at all. And you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the long magnets. And it's got SewTech name on there too as well. Thank you again, SewTech, for sending me this for my review. I do appreciate it. So on the short ones, and these magnets are very strong, and I don't want to get pinched or anything. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 of the short magnets with the grips on them and the end. And a lot of hoops don't send you magnetic hoops. You don't get that many magnets with it. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the magnets without a grip on the top. I like that. So you've got the long magnets, 4 of those, 4 of the short magnets with the grip on the top. Wow, they are strong. Did you see that? And then just 4 of the short magnets. Okay, now this is my hoop, and we got the magnets, and we've done the unboxing, and we also get what? A grid. And the grid fits right on the top here. It fits right on the top, right in those little notches. So on today's project, what we're going to do, we're going to embroider a towel using the design by Juju. This is the design that I'm going to use, and let me see if I can bring it up just a little bit closer for you. That's the design right there that we're going to use. Okay? And these are the materials that I would need to complete this project. We're going to stitch out the M on this Christmas design. We have some stabilizer, some cutaway stabilizer here. Also, we will have this particular design is going to be an applique design. So I'm going to fussy cut some of this design on the back to be a part of the applique. We have soluble, water-soluble stabilizer, because now we're going to stitch out on a towel. So you know Christmas is right around the corner, so we need to start putting these little gifts together, right? So we've got a towel, and then our thread that we're using for the stitch out. Okay, so let me go ahead and hoop it in the SewTech hoop. And remember, the SewTech hoop is a 6x10. Also, the item that I'm going to stitch out here by Designs by Juju, this is a M, and it is a 6-inch M. Okay. Let me go ahead and get my hoop here. So the first thing that I will put down is my stabilizer. And also I'm going to line my hoop up right here on my cutting table. So I've got my stabilizer aligned. Wait a minute, what am I doing? What am I doing? Yep, got my stabilizer down. And now what I always do, I usually measure. First, I'll find the center of my towel. So let's say this is the center, because I already have it. It's folded up here. And so now that I know, and I'm going to press it down with my finger so I know where my center is. So now when I open it up and put it on my hoop, I know where the center of my towel. Okay. And so what I usually do, I would usually measure, and I forgot to bring up I use this ruler here. And I usually go up between 2 to 3 inches from the bottom. So this time I think I go maybe 2.5 from the bottom. So let's do, no, let me do 2. So I'm going to do 2 inches from the bottom here. And that's in the center. So what I'm going to do is take me some pins. And I just want to put a pin at the very bottom. So that would be the bottom of where the M will start, or where my design will start, from right here at the bottom. And this dot here, I don't know if you can see that, that is going to be the center. Okay. So now the design is going to be here on the bottom from the center. And you know, when you print this out, this was printed out in Embroidery Begins. So you can also print out your designs, and it has some guidelines on there for you. Now these guidelines may not be the same as they have on the hoop, because you're doing a different project and you might want it placed in a different location and not just the center of the main hoop. So now I already know where I have it centered at the bottom. So now I want to make sure that it is centered in the middle. So I'll take another pin here, or I can mark it. So I'm going to take some of my chalk. Okay, and I'm going to mark it. I'll put a pin there to make sure, and just in case I can't see it. And I can also leave my design right there. But I am going to put on the Water-Soluble too, because this is a pretty thick towel, and I want to make sure that I can none of the thread or the stitches is buried into the towel itself. So let's do this. I can either wait to put that on later, or I can put it on now. I'll probably wait and put that on later. You can do it either way. It just depends on what you're hooping at the time. Now I've also gone and I felt around my hoop, and I want to make sure here that I can feel the side of the hoop. Okay, so let's go ahead and hoop it now. Let's go ahead and use our magnets. Let's use the short ones at the top. Okay, I've got one over there. I'm going to put 2 at the top. Okay. Okay, there's one there. Okay, let's slide 2 from the bottom here. And this is thick and it's still holding it, and it's holding it very tight too. Yes, I like that. Okay, so the next thing is, let's go on the side, and we have the larger water hoops for the side. And this is thicker fabric here, because we're doing a towel, and we know that's always thicker. So here we go. Here. Let's take this and put it up a little bit further. And then let's do the other side. Let me bring in a little bit closer. Let me bring this in a little bit closer so you can see it. And what I like about magnetic hoops and about the SewTech hoop here, because it's so easy to slide it and move it up and down. So if I need to place it somewhere else or move it around, I can. So there it is there. So let's do the other side here. We're almost ready to take this to Sweetie Deep, which is the Aveneer. Okay. So as soon as I put this hoop down, it went right into place. I mean the magnet. As soon as I put that magnet down, it went right into place there for me. You gotta love it, peeps. I just want to double check to make sure. And here are the smaller ones here. I didn't need the small ones, but you know, you have them in case you need them. You can just put those right on the top. I'm going to slide this one over. Just right on the top here, just to give it some extra support. Not that it even needs it. And also another thing while I'm looking at this, what I really like, that I still have room left enough and it's not high enough where it gets in the way of the needle arm or the presser foot. Okay, so now we're going to take this on over to EV1 and see what we got going on with that, and get ready to put this project on the embroidery machine, and we'll go ahead and stitch it out. So I am back over here at Sweetie Deep, which is the Brother Aveneer EV1, and I am hooping it right now. And I like the way it can just smooth right over. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me see if I can zoom it in. Yes, that it can, right here, it can go right over the top of the magnets. Or I left some space just in case because I didn't really know. I wanted you to be able to see, or I left some space. I can go right through there, or I can go right over the top. So my presser foot didn't have a problem at all by going over the SewTech magnets. So now just sliding it right in, hooping it, it slid in well, didn't give any problems at all. So now I'm attaching the hoop, and we've got the hoop is all settled in. Let's make sure we don't have any fabric under the bottom. Now over here on this other side, let's see if you can see that or not. I don't know if you can, but I already have the design already there. So I already have the design here and ready to be stitched out. Now on all of my towels, I always do a knockdown stitch, and on this particular design it did not have a knockdown stitch. So I went in Embroidery Begins and created, let's flip this over so I can see now, created a knockdown stitch for me because I knew that I was going to be stitching on a towel. Over there on the monitor where we have the design, and also you can see the design right here on the Aveneer. So let's just go over and place the design on the towel, and we'll get to stitching. Let's get this show on the road here. So let's go ahead and bring it over in the middle of the crosshairs. Because you do not want to ever hit the frame of your design. That could tear up your machine and cost lots of money. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and trace it. Okay, let's go ahead with the stitch out. And at this time, I'm just going to bring it closer to the design and the towel. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm going to slide it over just a little bit. Okay, let's trace it once more. It's almost like cut twice. There we go. Okay, so now we're ready to stitch out. Okay, let me thread the needle. Pull this one out. You got to make sure your presser foot is open. There we go. And let's cut it over on the side here. And let's go ahead and put on, I'm going to do without it this time. So I'm going to go ahead and put the soluble stabilizer on. Let's do this. Now let's go ahead and get started. Let's change the, okay, thread is changed. Start stitching. Okay, so now we're changing over to the red thread so it can stitch out the berries. and where we're gonna fussy cut. Because this is just an M, so it's just going to get all in between this part here. Or should I put it on the red? I think I just put it on the red. And have it trimmed out in gold. I think that would be pretty. So let's see. So I'm just going to cut it right across the top here. Hopefully it'll all fit. Let's see here. And so it'll go in like this. So that should cover the M. Maybe get some stars in between there. And I don't know if I want it red or gold. I can't decide. Let's do this part in red, the next one in gold. And let's see. Now I have to cut out the outline of the applique. Okay, let's get started. We're down at the last mile, and I think I'm gonna have these print out in gold around the trim. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're finished stitching out the towel, and I'm so excited. It came out perfectly, I think, and the SewTech hoop did an excellent job, held everything in place. So now I just like to go through, because I had a lot of red thread, loose threads on here, and vacuum those up just a little bit. Now let's take off the hoop. I mean, take off the magnets here. Take out the long ones first, and I love the way that it has SewTech names on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stack those in place. These hoops this hoop is strong. These magnets are really strong. I'm very impressed with how many magnets that you get with this. Okay, so let's take the top ones off. The flat ones. Oops, you get 4 of each. See how strong they are? These things are super duper strong. Here are all the magnets here. Okay, now let's take off the water-soluble stabilizer. Let's throw this off on the side. Let's cut off. Oops. Let's go ahead and cut off the cutaway stabilizer. Be careful not to cut the threads. And then we'll show you the finished product. Try to clean up my area over here. The SewTech hoop did a wonderful, wonderful job. I am definitely pleased. I was pleased when I first tried it, when I purchased one, and I'm definitely pleased with this one that they sent me. And let me show you the finished product here. That's the finished product right there. There's no hoop burns on this towel at all. It looks fantastic. I am so pleased of the outcome in which this hoop did an excellent job. There's the design right there. And you see no hoop burns at all. Unlike any other hoops usually would have hoop burns. So now let's go over some of the things that we went when I first brought the SewTech hoop out. Remember, this is a 6x10 and it has flock all around to keep your fabric on, raised markings to help with placement of your grid. It came with the grid and it fits right there in the notches. Fantastic. And then we have 4 hoops each. I mean 4 magnets each. We have 4 of the flat magnets, 4 of the flat magnets, 4 of the magnets with tabs, and then the large magnet with tabs. This hoop did an excellent job. So it is SA441MK. It came well packaged, also with a set of instructions. Now remember, at the very beginning I said I was going to tell you my 3 limitations, right? My 3 limitations and my 3 loves. First of all, limitation 1, I need a larger hoop. Limitation 2, on the back of the hoop there is a clear strip here that keeps it, I guess, from damaging your sewing bed. I wish they had them all the way around the hoop because it could protect it on each area. I love that idea. Also, another thing that I also wish, since the magnets, they suggest that the magnets are not stored on the hoops because it does not want you to damage the flock. Flocked is what it's called. Okay, so as I was saying, on the hoop it has a flocked surface around the hoop. Now, since they suggest that the magnets not to be stored on the hoop itself because it could damage the flocking that's around the hoop, I suggest, which was one of my limitations, is that these containers are really small. You can get these from the Dollar Tree, but I usually have one that's a little bit smaller than this, maybe half of this size. And your hoops, not your hoops, I keep saying hoops, not your hoops, but your magnets can fit right down in this container because I lose everything. and I do not want my new 6x10 hoop to be damaged, nor do I want to lose my magnets. Okay, so you can just put them in here for safekeeping. I love that. But you can also get a smaller container. Those are my 3 limitations for the SewTech hoop. My loves, that means I love this hoop, right? My loves is because the magnets are so strong and you don't ever have to worry about your fabric moving. Also, I like the ease of use. And that's really nice because it's really easy to use this hoop right out of the box. You don't necessarily have to go and read all the directions because you just want to tear into it because everything is packaged so well. And you're so ready for a magnetic hoop, other than the hoops that hurt your hand when you're trying to screw them on tight. So the ease of using this hoop is very important to me. And also, it holds the fabric well. I love the way it holds the fabric. It did not slide. It did not move. I really like having the flocked material around the hoop. And I like the sturdiness. Now, I know that's more than 3, but it's so many things that I like about this hoop that I just had to tell you about. So I want to do another shout out once again for SewTech for trusting me and sending me this hoop. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And if you notice, everyone, on this video, you will see a code in the bottom of the screen, and also you will see a code in the description of the lesson or the review. You will see a code in the review, and also you will see a code on the screen. You'll also find a link. So if you think that this is something that you would be interested in trying, go ahead, order you one. You will not be disappointed. Thank you so much, SewTech, for sending this out. Have a great day, everybody. I hope you enjoy the review. If you enjoy the review, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Everybody, go out and try it, and it is not that expensive as most hoops that are magnetic hoops. Have a great day. Bye.